If you're looking to buy an EV, you'll be able to access federal rebates once again starting February 16th. Carney announced that Ottawa will offer $5,000 toward the cost of a new EV and $2,500 towards plug-in hybrids. The new automotive strategy also includes new emissions standards. And joining me now with more, Lana Payne, Unifor National President. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
What's your reaction to this news?
Well, I think that there are a couple of important things here. First of all, our union has been fighting for a very long time to have a comprehensive industrial strategy for auto. So we've got a start of one right now, which is very good to see. Secondly, the timing of this. We are on the cusp of going into a review of the trade agreement with the United States, and we have clearly set a line in the sand here to say that the auto industry in Canada is worth fighting for and worth defending, and we're not willing to surrender it in these trade talks. And I think that that's also important. There are also key elements in this policy that are critical to us, and some that still need to be flushed out. But overall, I would say to you, it's good that we've got this start right now.
There was a lot of concern recently after Prime Minister Mark Carney's trip to China about the allowance for Chinese EVs to come into our auto market. As I understand the news today, this rebate that will be reintroduced for Canadians will not apply to countries that do not have a free trade agreement with Canada, which means it will not apply to what are likely to be much cheaper Chinese EVs. What do you make of that?
I think that that's important. We have problems with the EV arrangement that we've made with China. We're going to have to be very careful that there are guardrails around this. There are all kinds of ways that China can get cheap EVs into our market without them directly coming from China. So there's a lot to have to be worked out here. Secondly, I would say the principle that we need to see that requires bold action, and these are the details that are not quite in the policy yet, is if you're going to sell in Canada, we need to leverage our incredible $100 billion auto market to ensure that companies are building in Canada. And that is going to be very important going forward in terms of protecting our industry, in terms of protecting production in Canada, and most importantly, protecting good jobs in the auto sector for the people that I represent.
Can you expand on that just a little bit? You're saying EVs need to be built in Canada, obviously, but does there need to be a sort of regulation to provide guidelines for that?
Yeah, I mean, the reality is right now we've been losing more and more of our market to basically allowing automakers who don't build in Canada to have access to our market. And the reality is that we've been slipping in terms of production in Canada, and we need to build that back up. And one of the ways to do that is if you build in Canada, you get rewarded for doing that. If you don't build in Canada, there's a penalty to get your cars sold here. And this way, we're using a carrot stick approach to making sure that we're keeping production in this country. We have two idled assembly plants right now, one in Brampton and one in Ingersoll. And our priority as a union is to get product into those plants and to get our members back working. And hopefully we can leverage this policy to push the automakers a little further. They got some gifts in this. They got the mandates removed. That is something that they wanted. Now we expect something in return.
If we can think big picture for a second, the reason why those mandates were introduced by the Trudeau government in the first place was a push to move towards a greener economy and move off our reliance on fossil fuels. Do you think these rebates will achieve those same goals?
Well, there are also limits on the emissions as well. So those things will go hand in hand. They do provide the automakers with more flexibility. And the reality is in Canada, we are a cold country. We work with vehicles every single day, and we need pickup trucks. That is the truth of it too. Canadians buy a lot of pickup trucks. So really what we need in this moment is a diversity of product. And we need EVs, we need ICE vehicles, we need hybrids, and we need to be building all of them right here in Canada. If you're going to sell in this country, you build those things in this country.
Lana Payne, appreciate your time as always.